Hey guys, welcome. I know it has been a while. I think it's been since August since I've posted anything or even recorded anything at that. But I've finally had a little bit of downtime, a couple of days a week. So I thought that I would start this back up again because I have been getting some viewers on my past episodes that I've posted, and that means a lot because I haven't posted in so long. So thank you to the people who keep listening. But I wanted to get on here today to tell you guys a story about something that happened a couple weeks ago to Nick and I. So you all know that, like, from my other episodes that I posted, I have like really bad like anxiety, social anxiety. I don't tend to like to put myself out there or do things that make me feel uncomfortable, because I always think like the worst that's going to happen. So I would just rather not put myself in those positions. Anyways, so a couple weeks ago, one of Nick's friends had Steelers tickets and he wasn't going anymore. So he asked Nick and I if we wanted to go. Well, he asked Nick and I was all for it. And then Nick and I were at work and then I was like, oh, well, maybe I won't go. And a part of me also, so I broke my hair straightener. The side note, I broke my hair straightener and so my bangs have not been straight for like months because I have no way of straightening them. I don't have a blow dryer. I can't round brush them. I can't do anything. So I was thinking, I was like, well, I'm not going to go to the game because my bangs look crazy because they weren't as long as they are now. So I was like, oh, no, I'll just stay home and then Nick can go with one of his friends. Well, then, like, towards the end of our shift, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll go. So I told him that I was going to go, and then he was, like, kind of flustered because he was like asking people to go with him, but I was like, oh no, I'll just go with you, whatever. So, and you guys don't know how much it takes out of me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to a Steeler game because I would rather just stay home. Lots of people in big crowds like that stresses me out. It makes my heart beat fast and all that good stuff. But anyways, so Nick and I think we got off at like 4. We got home and chilled for a little bit, and then we got ready, and so we were going to Uber down. We only lived like 10 minutes from the stadium, so we were going to Uber down, and it was like $12 to get there. Fine, everything's whatever. So we get there, and then like our Uber driver's like driving so fast, and I'm just sitting in the back seat, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is even going to happen with this guy? And also, I don't know if anyone does this either, but like I don't take Ubers all the time or like Lyfts or whatever. But if I get into a car, I always check the locks to make sure that I'm able to get out just in case I get like a crazy person. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm like sitting in the back and I'm like, oh, gosh, let me check the locks. And then I wanted to tell him to like slow down, but Nick and him just kept talking and I was like, okay, whatever. So we finally get there and we're walking down the hill. He dropped us off like by the Taco Bell. So we're like walking down the hill, whatever. Okay, big crowd. I'm like, all right, just keep calm, whatever. Let's just relax and take it easy. Think like good things. So walking down there, I was fine. We get in there, everything's fine. The game was really good and they won, thank God, because if the Steelers lose, that like affects Nick's whole mood for the whole week. And I don't have time for Nick to have an attitude with me because the Steelers lost. So I was so happy that we went to this game and that they actually won. And I know he was like super excited. So anyways, so the game got out at like, I think we got out of there like at 11:30 or whatever. So we leave, we're walking around, and then we like go. I didn't bring my wallet because I hate carrying it. I don't even carry a purse. I hate carrying my wallet. So, and before we left the house, I was like, Nick, do you think that I should bring my wallet? And he was like, no, that's fine. You don't need anything because you're not paying for anything. And I was like, okay. So like, obviously my ID's in there. So, like after the game, we couldn't go in anywhere because I didn't have my ID. But we went to go call for a Lyft, And the prices were literally so expensive, like $97. And Nick and I are just looking at each other and I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, okay, relax, chill. Like, maybe it's not $97. So let's just say, haha, like, good joke, and refresh the page. So I did that, and it was like still like 90 something dollars. And I'm like, okay, Nick, just check it on your phone. Like this isn't right. So, and meanwhile, this is Nick and I's first time, like, going to a game and, like, Uber, like, lifting down there and, like, having to lift back. So we didn't know that the prices were going to be, like, outrageous. That's not even something that, like, crossed my mind. And I wish it was, because I would have just drove down there and paid for parking and waited in traffic to get home. So he clicks his Lyft, and then he gets, like, a different price, but it was still, like, $80. And I'm like, okay, we are not paying $100 to get home. Meanwhile, it's literally an 8-minute drive from Heinz Field to our house. So then I'm like, okay, so what do we do? And Nick's like, all right, well, let's just walk back up the hill, because maybe since we're like by Tequila Cowboy and whatnot, maybe it's just like a lot pricier down here. Plus it's midnight, whatever. So we walk back up the hill to the Taco Bell. And in my head, I'm still saying to myself, like, chill out, like, just don't even think anything bad, nothing bad's gonna happen, like, you're with Nick, whatever. But inside, like, my heart is beating out of my chest, because I felt like I was about to, like, low-key have a breakdown. So we get to the top of the hill, and we're standing in front of Taco Bell, like, on the corner, and we checked the prices, and it's still, like, they went down, but it was still, like, $60, $70. And I'm like, oh, my God. And meanwhile, it's midnight now, and I'm like, I have to nanny in the morning. Like, I cannot, like, I am exhausted. Like, today was a lot. Like, we worked, went to the game. Like, I'm tired. I want to be home. At least not, like, I just wanted to be resting in my bed so that, like, I could get some sleep. So Nick's just like, okay, well, let's just wait it out. And I'm like, wait out, like, to see if they're gonna keep dropping, or, like, are we gonna find another alternative, like, are we gonna call our friends? Like, for one, I don't talk to that many people, and the people that I do talk to, I'm pretty sure they were sleeping and or live super far away. Same goes for Nick. And I'm just like, okay, well, we have no one to call. Lyft is still $70, so yeah. So in my head, as soon as, like, the prices, like, didn't drop, like, as soon as we got up to the hill, I was like, okay, mental breakdown. Like, I was like, I knew it was coming. So I was like, F this. I'm just gonna walk home. From where we were standing, like, it was literally the highway. Like, I could not, I would have got hit or something tragic would have happened but me being, I was so pissed off, and I was like, I'm not standing here. I was like, I feel like someone's gonna ask me for something. I feel like I should, like, I don't even know. There were so many wrong things going on in my head, and I just, like, couldn't even think clearly. So I was like, F this, I'm walking. And then, so me being already so angry and just wanting to be home, I was, like, cussing Nick out, and then we started to argue, and then I started to cry, and then the whole situation, I was like, this is why I never go out anywhere. Like, this is why I don't go places. This is why I stay home, because of stuff like this. And I was like, I wish I would have thought, like, ahead of this, thinking that the prices were going to go up, but, like I said, like, we don't do that, so I didn't know anything about that. So I'm walking, and I'm, like, getting, like, closer and closer to the highway, and Nick's like, where are you going? Like, why do you keep walking away from me? And I was like, I don't need you, I'm walking home. Like, this is stupid. You should have never taken me to this game. So then, of course, the argument just blows up, and then I'm just having a freaking mental breakdown. And meanwhile, we're outside, and it's 1:00 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, now something needs to happen. Like, prices have to be lower. So Nick I finally calmed down, and I was, like, sitting in the grass, and Nick was like, are you just gonna sit there the whole night? I was like, I mean, I might as well. We're not going anywhere. And, like, so what else do you want me to do? Like, I'm not just gonna keep walking around. My hips hurt so bad. I have the worst hips in America, and I don't know why, but they were hurting so bad just from, like, just from walking so much and being pissed and fast walking up and down hills and whatnot. So I'm like sitting in this wet grass. Nick's like, please just get up and come over to me. So I get back up and we walk back over to Taco Bell, and he checks Lyft again, and then Lyft was like $20. I was like, you better freaking press that Lyft button so fast, and you better call whoever. Meanwhile, Nick's phone's always dead, and it was like on 1%. So finally, the Lyft guy comes, and I was like, thank God. Grant, and I, just so you all know, it was 1:30 in the morning, and I was even more angry because I had to be up in 4 hours to get ready to go to work. And on top of all this, the Lyft guy that we had, like, his car stunk so bad. I was like, oh my God, this is the worst night ever. I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, I'm so glad the Steelers won, because that, like, Nick is so much happier than he would be right now. But like, literally, I told him, I said, I'm not doing it again. But then I thought, Nick's birthday's coming up in 2 weeks, and we're going to that game. And I was like, okay, so now I really have to, like, mentally prepare myself for this game. We have to find a better game plan of how we're going to get there and how we're going to get back, because I'm not going through that again. That shit stresses me out. But I haven't talked to anybody about it, and I felt like that would be, like, a good little thing to talk about on here, since the past couple of my episodes haven't been the brightest and smiliest. But that, yeah, so I want to know if you guys have any stories like that or anything crazy happening to you. Yeah, let me know. And like I said, thank you for still listening, even though I have not posted in forever. But I will, now that I have some downtime and my head's a little clearer than it usually is, I will be posting a lot more, because this is what I like to do. I like to talk to you guys. I like to tell you guys about my life. I like to be open. So yeah, I will talk to you guys soon.